What's up, you guys? My name is Hugo de la Cruz, and I want to share something with you guys. I listened to a podcast called The School of Greatness. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely go check it out. They had a 5-minute podcast titled Allow Mistakes in Your Life. It's episode 516. Again, I recommend you guys go listen to it. You can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on the iHeartRadio app. It's only 5 minutes long and definitely a topic we could all relate to, which is why it just stands out to me so much. I think you guys can agree that you wouldn't be the person you are if you weren't for the mistakes that you have made in the past. Usually when you make a mistake, well, you feel kind of embarrassed and scared to make these mistakes, and the reason why it's because it's just such an uncomfortable feeling. And that's something that was definitely talked about here in this podcast. But another thing is that, well, you should be grateful for these mistakes that you make, because it's this mistakes that that's what's gonna make you better as a person. Uh, you know, Something I definitely learned from listening to this podcast was that you should be grateful that you've made those mistakes. And the reason why is because you learn from those mistakes. Uh, there's this perspective that you hear in this podcast that says that you tried something new. You should be grateful that you made those mistakes because you tried something new. And you should be grateful because you were courageous enough to try something new, you know? Uh, I know it's really tough to really go trying something new because you've never experienced it before. You don't really know the exact outcome from trying something new. And really, it's amazing that there's that perspective, and it's really gonna help us, you know, go out and make some mistakes so we can become better at whatever we're trying to do. Another thing that's on there is that it says you should be grateful that you have another chance to do the mistake that you're making. You know, you have the chance to do this thing over again and not make that same mistake. And that's really true. It's really true, and I've witnessed that myself. Like, I've noticed that I make mistakes and I learn from those mistakes, and then I try to analyze, like, what can I do to not make that mistake again. And so it's actually helped out. I've seen another opportunity, the same opportunity approach me, and I took action, you guys. And they worked out. It's crazy how you can just learn, and then now I'm a better person at doing that thing that I used to have mistakes on. Uh, Another interesting thing that you can find in this podcast is that it says that if you weren't trying to do something in the first place, you wouldn't be making mistakes at all. And dude, that's so true, man. See, it's like the same thing. It's like you need to try something new, man. You know? And it's interesting because, see, a lot of us look up to people, right? And they're probably like great people, right? I'll give you guys an example that I look up to is Michael Jordan. He's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. In fact, the greatest, right? And so, um, you know, he wasn't uh, really great from the start. He had to practice, shooting the ball and and practice, dude. And he kept on making mistakes again, but he kept on learning, and the more he learned, the more ambition he had to go out and keep on practicing to become better and better. Even in his NBA career, he still made mistakes, and he still, practice and practice so he wouldn't make those same mistakes, and look where it led him to. So that's definitely something that I'll look up to, that Even experts make mistakes. There's no reason why I shouldn't, be ashamed of making mistakes myself. And you know what, guys? It's definitely time that we go out into this world and make mistakes, because that's what's really gonna help us become better persons. So I'll end it here, you guys. Thank you guys for listening so much, and let's go out and do something great.